It was almost. So I get pulled over. All right. Some bullshit reason I didn't have a turn signal on. And cop comes up, asks me for my ID and shit, and I give him my ID. He asked me to step out of the vehicle. And I tell him, you know what, hold up, because I am not under suspicion of committing a crime. I'm not committing a crime, none of that. So, like, he doesn't have the right to pull me out of the car. But, you know, I start recording, and and I end up getting out of the car because he's like, oh, under the Supreme Court ruling, this and that, I'm going to have to pull you out of the car. So I get out of the car. I've already handed him my ID. And I start recording. Man, shit got real, dog. Shit turned serious real quick. See, me, I know I don't have any drugs. I know I don't have anything incriminating. Totally clean. He thinks it's a good idea, I guess, to pull out the K9. So he pulls out the K9. He has the K9 sniffing my car. Alright. But before he starts, he puts me in cuffs, and I said, am I being detained? And he's like, you were detained when I pulled you out of the car. So he puts me in cuffs, I'm detained, I'm not under arrest yet. And so he takes the dog. The other cop is watching me now while he takes the dog and starts sniffing around my car. The dog's doing his job, man. He's sniffing. He's going to work, man. This dog is doing what he was trained to do. And so I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. K9, bring out 10 K9s. It don't matter. So then the dog, I see something kind of fishy, kind of trips me out. The dog alerts him to at one of the points on my car, the passenger side door. The dog sits and like does some shit, alerts him to the smell of narcotics. Okay. So I'm getting a little freaked out here. So he's like, good boy, puts the dog up and everything. And then he goes and searches my car, because now I guess because the dog has alerted him, he now has he has a probable cause, what have you. So he searches my car up and down, thorough. He starts pulling out little capsules, white capsules with white shit in them. Like white powder substance is what it looks like, what it appears to be. And so I'm like, oh boy, is this gonna be one of those situations where like something unjust is actually taking place, where I'm about to be taken advantage of by the powers that be? He's planning shit on me, really? So he pulls out, I don't know how many of these capsules, like 10 or some shit, right? And then he searches some more. He brings the dog back out. And eventually he finds buried. His description is this thing was buried underneath something, buried underneath more, buried further, and to where it was all you couldn't even realize it's in the car. And he finds this, and it's like a foil, a cigarette foil, and he opens it, and it turns out it looks like there's old, decrepit, like what's the word, like brittle, I don't know, but it was old weed, old marijuana. He pulls it out, and I'm like, oh boy, are you serious right now? Is this really happening to me, the person who is clean to death, dog? Like, seriously right now. So he puts that on the car, he puts these capsules on the car, he finds just, I mean, it's just crazy. So anyways, I'm maintaining my story, my confidence, my demeanor, my fearlessness, because I'm aware of my own innocence. I'm aware, know what the hell. But apparently I'm not aware of all the shit that was in my car, unless he did plant this shit. But anyways, he tests it out, you know, he gets the drug test kit out and everything. And the weed was weed. The weed was weed, but I don't know how the hell that shit got there. Whatever asshole was in my car and put that shit in my car, you know what? Screw you, but I forgive you. And the capsules were just some old like vitamin shit for liver support or some shit. I don't even remember. But he tested those, and the color, he was like, man, he was like, this color is, it's not meth, it's not crack, it's not coke, it's none of that, it's not drugs, but the color it's coming out to is close. And if I was another officer, I could put a felony on you for this. But anyways, I got out of it, you know, almost unscathed. Like he could have took me to jail, but he wrote me a misdemeanor citation. So I have to show up in court for this weed that I had no idea where it came from. Man, dog. I could have not been here today, man. I could have not been on Snapchat right now, man. I was praying when they had me in cuffs, like I was praying to God, like, God, please let this not be. When I was almost in tears, because like I know I'm clean. So I was like, God, please, like, get me out of this one, man, because I've already dealt with the shit, man. I've done my time. I've paid my dues for the shit that I've done, man. Like, oh man, it's like, but experiencing it though is so like humbling, coming out the other side free, knowing I'm innocent. It's a good feeling, man. So hopefully this judge is like, yeah, the officers believed me. Both of the officers believed me, because my demeanor, my confidence, just it wasn't like, you know, people